Shalom everyone, today we will look at Sun Shin guide so that you can use these concepts to dominate in your ranked game. Let's go. So the first thing to take note is to switch forms in between attacks. This is like the basics, right, for Sun Shin, because when you switch forms it enhances your damage and you tend to attack faster. So if you do it permanently, you will be able to deal a lot of damage. So especially when you're farming, you want to be switching form. There is a sweet spot where you can toggle back and forth while using your auto attack to permanently trigger the enhanced damage. Now one advice to give is to switch your settings to hit the closest target. This helps you only attack the nearby enemy instead, which allow Sun Shin to switch form easier. Something else you can do to help switch form easier is to use your dash skill to reposition so that you can switch form from melee to range or range to melee. If you can't switch form, then something useful will be to use your second skill to trigger enhanced damage. So if you take a look at the skill description, it triggers enhanced damage after cast. So this is especially useful during team fights where you may not be able to switch forms because you need to keep a safe distance during the team fight. You can also use his second skill to dish out the Sun Shin max combo. So what is the Sun Shin max combo? It's the max damage that Sun Shin can deal in the shortest amount of time, and it looks something like this. What you do is to follow the sequence as demonstrated. For this to happen, try to keep traceless below 6.5 seconds cooldown at least. Doing the Sun Shin max combo will consistently allow you to take down any targets quick. Master this and you'll be the best Sun Shin player in Mobile Legends. Now something to take note for Sun Shin is to use traceless to dodge crowd control. So while dashing, he becomes immune to crowd control, so use this effectively by timing the enemy's spell. Of course, this will take real game practice to roughly estimate when an enemy is going to use crowd control, and you're probably not going to do it 100% of the time, but at least try to do it, and the more you do it, the more style points and rank points you're gonna earn. Now the final thing to talk about is using ultimate for vision. Many amateurs use his ultimate only when a fight happens. But from what I've learned through the really good players, they use it even before when a fight starts. This tells them whether they should fight or flee and how the team can respond to where the enemies are at. So here you can see I custom my ultimate, so the enemy's position are revealed. So 4 enemies gathered at bottom lane, and so the best course of action for my team is to go for top lane for a quick kill and to control their top lane from farming. So follow all these tips, and with practice, you'll be able to use this hero effectively. So let me demonstrate Sun Shin in a Mythic 2 ranked game. Let's go. Shalom, shalom, welcome to the Sun Shin demonstration on a Mythic ranked game. So here we are going to start off with red first. It will spawn every 30 seconds. Okay, so red and blue will spawn at 30 seconds for each side. Alright, so just gonna take red buff really quickly. So you want to pump first skill, you want to pump second skill first. Alright, because that would help you trigger the basic attack, and it basically deals more damage lah. So you pump that first, so you will be able to complete red buff, and mid lane is already taken out by Selena, so we're just gonna go over to blue, and after this we'll be able to hit level 3 very quickly. Alright, so this is actually like I'm dual queuing with Kufra. Okay, and there seems to be a bit of action. Okay, but so back and forth a bit of trade here and there. Okay, but the main point, because you are the carry, they will try to target you, so try not to get your health too low, especially at the start of the game. Yeah, because if that happens, you will have to be forced back to base, and you will miss out on your farms, which will give the opponents a bit of advantage. So this is the part where I use my ultimate, right? And we went to top lane to try and gank. So it was the easy first blood right there. And the enemy also had the same idea of rotation. That's why they are all gathered at bottom lane. But the Alice has went back to heal. So that's why they weren't able to get a kill. So I just want to highlight also to viewers that before the 3-minute mark in the game, right, the tower has actually an extra shield, so it makes it a lot difficult to take down the towers. Yeah, so what you want to do is to take down tower only after 3 minutes. And anything before the 3-minute mark, you try to clear the jungle wave, get as much experience and farm as possible, and try to take down their health bar as low as possible, so you can set up a gang. Hopefully 3-minute mark hits and you will be able to not only just get a kill but also the tower. So we are entering into the near 3-minute mark where our red buff, it will be almost up. So pretty standard rotation just to get the buff, before we transit to do anything else. So nothing much is going on over there. You also can take note, right, is that turtle buff will spawn at 3 minutes. So you can see from the timer, turtle is actually going to spawn very soon. So we're just going to rotate to clear the mid lane first. Okay, so the opposite team did a very smart thing, which is to take out the side laner. Not just any side laner, but the side laner with closest to the turtle buff, because they will then be able to rotate to the turtle lane, and if we try to force the fight on them, they will have the numbers advantage. So over here, once again, I use my ultimate to understand where the enemy's position are at, and fortunately for us, they did not go for turtle, so we have a little bit more room to farm. And now quickly, just to take a look at the gold difference, opposing team is at 8.5k gold, while my team is at 7.9k, so there's a 500 gold difference. And top lane seem to be losing. Uranus just took down top lane, so they have another gold lead. So actually what we're trying to do here is to shut down the top lane so that we can rotate to get turtle buff, but unfortunately it was a failed gank. And the allies actually respawn by coming to the mid lane to clear the wave, and seem to have a fight breaking out. Okay, actually carry got caught here, so but none of us want to engage or anything, so we just want to back off for a bit. So one thing to note about the team composition is that we are going up against a support Valier, one of the strongest support out there. He can deal a lot of damage even without any items. There's a huge team fight that's breaking out, and Valier is really dealing a lot of damage towards our team, and nothing much that we can do about it. Just have to back off for a while and play a bit more defensive. Over here, managed to dodge Bakshia's stun and managed to get a kill on him. So what you want to notice about my Sun Shin is that I'm always staying away from the enemy unless I know that they couldn't deal much damage to me, where it's safer for me to be able to engage them in a close distance. If not, just stay very far away. Okay, here I made a little bit of mistake, I dashed wrongly, and I'm back. So don't know if you can notice, but carry took my red buff, and now I'm just going to go to the mid lane to clear the wave and get some experience. And the opponents are really pressing us at this point in the game. There's Valier, there's Dakshia that can deal crowd control. So for the rule of thumb, if your tank player has died, right, you would not have much control over the map, because that would put your team in a numbers disadvantage. Not only that, you don't have a front line to soak in all the damage, so they can easily come for your life. So when your tank is dead, try to find as much farms as you can. I mean, if you cannot, then the thing is just to play safe. So I'm just clearing out this jungle farm before moving back to mid lane for my wave and experience. And there seemed to be a fight breaking down at the bottom lane, so just want to clear the wave very quickly to move bot side. Okay, but they have disengaged, so mid lane is actually free for me to take, and just want to use my ulti to quickly check on the enemy's position. Okay, so the key objective in the early game is actually to take down the mid lane tower, because that opens up the map for your team to move around. And so the enemies are missing from the bottom lane, so better run for my life. Okay, I'm actually caught out over here, but lucky I managed to escape, and wow, my team actually follow up on that, and so we managed to turn the fight around, hopefully. Okay, carry is dead. Yeah, we probably get this team fight. It should be easy. Okay, don't know what Bakshia is doing, but yeah, free kill right there. Probably you don't want to be chasing Uranus, because he has very strong regen. Yeah, but what we could possibly do is to pressure on top lane and to get the top lane tower. So you can see I'm cutting the lane, removing the creep wave from there. So top lane is they are actually ganking on Uranus, but we won't be able to get the kill lah. Yeah, we will just secure the top tower and get a little bit more gold. So right now my team has a 200 gold advantage, so the game has been pretty even. And right now if you look at the map, we want to be rotating down to the bottom lane because that's where the turtle is. That's where there's a bot lane tower there as well. But before that, just quickly clear my blue buff. So the standard strategy during the mid game, right, when the first tower is all gone, more or less gone, it's called the mid game. And the typical mid game strategy is to have one offlaner to clear the minion waves on his lane as well as the mid lane, and then have 4 remaining members rotate around objective, for example turtle or the tower and things like that. So Xbox actually rotated downwards and we managed to get 2 kills off from this. So now the opposing team have to play defensive. So this will be an easy tower for us, easy goal lead. And probably we will want to help mid lane if they are engaging. Okay, they have disengaged, so I can safely take turtle. So notice there's a sweet spot where you can move back and forth to trigger the enhanced attack. Okay, this is a very difficult turtle. Yes, even though we managed to get it and my team is actually engaging, this probably should be a team fight where we would win. Okay, that's not the case. Alice got caught out over here and I'm too close to the enemies. Yeah, Uranus managed to get me. There you go, I'm dead. So I'm back and getting my blue buff before getting my red and to rotate towards Lord. Okay, so the thing about taking on the Lord objective is that you want to have the numbers advantage. So the best time to take it will be when your enemies are down and you'll be able to secure the Lord a lot easier. But if that's not the case, then you want to at least have 2 members of the enemy team dead before you can do the Lord securely. Yeah. So we know that enemy is at the blue buff, and so a few of my teammates are actually gathered to gang, but the rest of them are not responding. So okay, Kufa. Yeah, so I got caught out, and so enemy team, because of that, they took Lord, and they are gathering around top lane to push. So the response is to push out the bottom lane so our team can focus on top lane when the Lord comes later on. But don't seem like there's enough time for me to do that, so we will just have to live with it. And here I just want to comment on Baksha for doing the right thing, which is to draw away the attention of at least 3 members so that the team could push in together with the Lord. But the thing is, the enemy team responded by coming towards us, so we managed to pick them off one by one. So there you go. And so now Lord is actually pushing our top lane, probably is going to go down, and bottom lane is also pushing in as well. So it's a lose for my team. So going back to base to clear out top lane as well as the bottom lane. Now at this point in the game, it will be known as reset. So what do I mean by that? It's when both teams decide to stop fighting and to regenerate their health and regroup to attack once again. So usually you reset the game once you take down an objective, and especially when the enemies are near their base. So you don't want to be pushing too hard. Why? Because you will have depleted your resources like your HP, your battle spells, your ultimate, etc. And the opponents may have taken some hits from you, but they are near their base to recover from the damage. And so once again they will have the advantage to counter attack you and your team. So by retreating, it gives your team space to regroup and to rethink what to do next. So you can see the opposing team is grouping up to look for opportunities to be able to attack us. And so this is the classic 101 where you have Freya moving bottom lane to push the lane. So the strategy here is to push in all the lanes at the same time to coordinate the attacks. And if your teammates are getting toxic, then you want to mute them. Here we saw Kufa engaging on Uranus, but we're going to go back and forth. We don't want to commit too much, so we are actually both teams respecting each other's space and respecting each other's boundaries, and we don't want to do too much because we might get caught out. And so you see, Velia is zoning me out over here. I couldn't enter into the fight, so they were able to take out our tank really quickly, but at the same time we also took out their carry because she actually missed position. So as a carry, you want to play the team fight as safe as you can, because as soon as you die, the opposing team will be able to take advantage. So you can see, even though it is a 4v4, but they would not want to engage us because the carry, which is me, is still around. So just quickly take my blue buff. You can see Alice is actually clearing out the side lanes so that we can push in to get objective. Hopefully we will be able to get the bottom lane tower. And nothing much going on here. The enemies are actually retreating. But me and Xbox shouldn't stay at top lane for too long because we have no idea where the enemies are at. So just gonna head back to base to go for my red buff and to gather the team to stay around the lot area, because it's respawning in about 20 seconds time. So you want to be able to control the map as much as you can. So you have to time your objectives very early on and to strategize what you're gonna do next. So here you see a very classic 4-to-1 standard split, where there will be an off laner, there will be a top lane to control the lane, and there will be 4 other people to rotate around the objectives. And because our team Xbox has a rival, which is a spell to appear in the battlefield within 3 seconds, so he was comfortable splitting at top lane, but we didn't want to engage too hard. We had to retreat for a while. And so you see Xbox engaging onto 4 enemy members. Kufra went in as well, get stunned on 2 members, and Alice actually zoning the back line. And Freya nearly get to me, really missed by very close. So now the situation is 3 versus 4, so our team will have to give up objectives and try not to die. So it is a 1-for-1 trade over there, and there's 3 enemy team members still alive, and the most importantly is their main carry, which is carry, is still alive. So you want to be defending your base, and the way to defend your base is to clear the minion waves, because when you clear the minion waves, the tower when there's no enemy minion near the tower actually have a very huge damage reduction, and it would prevent the opposing team to be able to push effectively. So you can see the enemies are rotated towards the Lord, and yeah, they managed to get it. So from here on, we can only defend and hopefully stall out the game and to find opportunities to turn the game back around. But if not, it would more or less be a lose for us. So just to talk a little bit about the team composition in the opposing team. They are made up of Uranus, Carry, Baxia, and Freya, who have very good either lifesteal or health regeneration. So you want to build Necklace of Durance to counter the healing. It's an anti-healing item basically, to make their health regeneration slower so that it's easier to take them down. So Lord is actually frontlining, and the opposing team is actually looking for space to engage onto me. And the carry actually missed position. I think she will be dead. And so now our team actually has the advantage because Baxia is also dead as well. So it is a 3v5 situation. We will be able to successfully defend this tower and hopefully get more objectives out of it. Velia actually missed position. Uranus and Freya have no space to enter into the fight at all, and so this will be easy defense against the enemy's onslaught. But even though the enemy couldn't end the game, but we have lost all the towers and all 3 lanes are down, so they would have spawned super minions to come for us. So we would have to constantly defend our base. So there's nothing much going on right now. What you want to try to do is to control as big of a map as you can. And because I know the positions of my opposing team, and I know that my team is actually closer, I actually bait out Baxia. So there is a little bit of engagement there. Hopefully we can get a kill. And try not to do this often. It's just that because I have immortality, and just now Baxia didn't have immortality. So I thought we could get a kill, and if we do get a kill on him, we could snowball to potentially get one of the lanes. But if not, I mean, it's fine as well, but you don't commit too much into it. So Right now it's a 5v5 and both sides are just defending, and our team have to play with a huge disadvantage because the opposing team have super minion. So just quickly to take my blue buff, and you can see at least disengaged from the opposing team. Right now it's just 5 versus 5. Baksha actually went in, Kufa is in position to jump in, and we will manage to get Baksha. And the rest of the opposing team are actually not in position to contest anything, so we got easy kill right there. You know, especially when you play ranked games, try not to give up too easily. Like, we could have gave up and surrender when they took down 3 of our turrets, but glad that we did not do that. So the opposing team is actually tilting right now, and they're not very coordinated with how they attack us, and that would be a good thing because if they make enough mistakes, we will be able to turn the game around. And right now my team is actually gathered, 3 of them are gathered at bottom lane. This is hopefully we will be able to control the bottom lane, and before we rotate towards Lord, which will come out in 27 seconds. The top lane is also thinking of the same thing, so both side lanes to pressure in with the enemy, and so we could group up at mid lane to at least get a mid lane tower. So at this point, the systematic way of getting an objective for my team will be to control the top side of the jungle so that we could either get top lane tower or the middle lane tower. But there's also one more problem where Freya is at the bottom lane, so if she push in fast enough, she will be able to end the game for us. So we are actually forced to back off a bit to defend, and at the same time we are pressuring the enemies so that they would not dare to come to engage us. So Xbox is at top lane currently, not revealing his position. Elise actually went in to engage with Freya. Now both tanks actually moving in right now, so there's a fight happening. Elise managed to get 2 kills, but the 3 opposing members of the enemy are actually closing in on Elise. She would probably go down, but Carry is out of position as well, so that would leave us with 3 kills with the enemies, and the remaining 2 will be Valier and Uranus. So if we manage to get Valier and kill him, which we did, we will be able to push objective, either to get a Lord or to secure a lane. So thankfully, the opposing team actually messed up that team fight, and I'll be able to contest for Lord. So at this point, Sun Shin is actually strong enough to take on Lord all by himself, but having a tank would be great. So you see 2 members actually pressuring onto mid lane so that Uranus have to defend his lane, and Xbox actually will be handling the side lanes. So this is teamwork right here. Okay, Lord is down. I will go and secure my buffs, and we'll let Kufra and Selena clear the top lane while Xbox push bottom lane, and to reset the whole group to push in together with Lord. So now to do a quick goal check, both teams are actually at 70k goal, so most of the players are mostly fully built. So at this point, our team trying to do a last push on the side lane before we group up together to get objectives. And so normally if Lord is at the bottom lane, you don't want to be in that lane, right? You want to pressure other lanes so that when you attack, you will attack all lanes at the same time. So now there seems to be a bit of fighting. The blue buff is actually up. We could actually take it with ease. And actually, Alice went in, Kufra went in as well. We managed to get Carry. Carry has missed position quite a few times in this game. So because of that, it is down to 4v5. Now Selena died to Freya, so that will be a 4 versus 4. And the tanks and the frontliners are actually dealing with Kufra, so that gives me opportunity to take the mid lane with ease. Freya is defending the base, Valier is back at home, and the frontliners are taking a lot of hit from my team. And Uranus has died, but he has immortality, and with that last blow, Uranus actually fell. So it is a 3 versus 4 situation right now, with 3 immortality from my team, Xbox, me and Kufra. And so Kufra land a 2-man stun right there. Baksha tried to provide the front line as a tank should do, but Valier is actually exposed, so I went in for the quick kill. So now their base is more or less exposed. There's only left with Baksha and Freya to defend the base. Freya went straight for me, but my team would be able to quickly follow up with that. And Carry went for Kufa. I have no idea why, but it was a free kill for me, and that's it, that's the game. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe to watch more of such content, and leave a comment on what's your one takeaway from this video. With that, signing off. Bye for now.